Good afternoon to you in Iowa, and good evening to you in the UK, and anywhere else you may be logging in to this live stream guided meditation starting in around a minute's time. I hope you've had a wonderful day so far. And a wonderful weekend. Good evening, Diane. David and Diane, and Laura, and Polly, and Shelley. Come back for a second go. That's what I like to see. Start and finish the day. Here in the UK, it's also been a beautiful day. Some amazing cloud formations in the sky. Been warm, but not too hot. Hello, Anne. Hello, Christina. How are you today? And Tony has arrived, along with Julie and Elsa and Heather. Any more questions? Heather? Michelle has moved over to Facebook, keeping us guessing. I like it. And Gaia, hello. And Elizabeth. What a group. For some live stream meditation, which is starting now. Thank you, everybody. Welcome to Meditate with Adam, session 119. Is it not? It is July the 19th, 2020, when this is being recorded live, and we're meditating today, after I had finished teaching the morning retreat, Maranasati Part 5, which we were looking at what happens when we die. And I'd had a spot of light lunch. I went for a walk on what I call the lotus loop. Yeah. And on the way back from this particular loop that I was on, I was walking behind a couple, keeping my distance, of course, a safe distance, but I was walking behind them quietly, and I couldn't help but overhear their conversation, and just bits of it. Wasn't eavesdropping or anything. And one of them was talking about some series. Hello, Keith, stay with us. Some series on Netflix that they had just finished binge watching. And they said to their partner, I don't know what else to watch. I don't know what to watch now. I don't know what to watch now. And I thought to myself, well, what about the mind? I mean, I didn't say anything. But what about watching the mind? We may have this experience where it can happen with a book. You read a really good book, and then you come to the end of it, and you think to yourself, what do I do now with my life? Or you finish watching some series, these Netflix series that pull you in, you get completely consumed by it for however long, and then it finishes. Like everything is impermanent, isn't it? And then we're at a loose end, aren't we? What's going on there? It's because we've got so distracted, haven't we? We've got perfectly distracted from our life. But then, of course, it's temporary. And then we're back to square one again. Usually, we have nothing to show for it. This is the thing, isn't it? Nothing really to show from it, other than we've spent X amount of time watching it. It's been a glorious distraction, hasn't it? And it's felt, and they're very skillful, the artists who create these series, because it stimulates emotions, maybe that we don't feel we have enough of. Even we cry sometimes, and we have, like, our heart opens, and we get taken on a journey, don't we? And we feel like there's some meaning. We're connecting. But all we're doing is, of course, looking at a screen. And then we're left with a sense of, now what? And sometimes, if you get in a really good book and then you finish it, you almost feel you've lost some huge part of your life. Her question, what shall I watch now? What shall I do now? What shall I do? My answer, which I didn't share with her, none of my business really, is it? But I thought to myself, well, what about the mind? Watching the mind. If we watch our mind, which is, of course, what we're doing in these trainings, this is the essence of what we're doing here, is we're watching our mind quietly in a non-judgmental way. And it's the most wonderful activity a human can engage in. We're human beings, we're not robots, we're not machines. We can abide, we can be human being, we can be present. How do you be present? By watching your mind. This is the way. This is the way to do it. Cultivating the art of watching the mind. Watching the mind that's watching the mind, if you want to go even further. What about that then? And as I was saying the last couple of days, quiet. It's quiet. It's so quiet in there. Well, my mind doesn't feel quiet. That's because we are relating to the surface of our mind. But if we keep looking, not in a hurried, rushed, I need to have this right now kind of way, but just keep looking, gazing at the mind, everything quietens. It's like the storm. We're in the middle of this storm usually, and then you look at the mind and the storm stops. And there's that, when a storm finishes and you go outside, there's this incredible pacification. And that is the experience that we have in meditation. And then we keep going into that quiet. It's not just like a tiny bit of quiet. There's a whole vast universe of it waiting to be discovered. So what should we watch now? What should we do now? Watch our mind. It's quite interesting with these streaming services, because really, there's nothing on there. There's absolutely nothing there. And sometimes we know this. Sometimes we get an insight into this. You're scrolling through, you've maybe paid for a subscription, you're scrolling through, there's nothing here. There's nothing to watch. There isn't really. Nothing really of any meaning. Nothing to show for it at the end of it. You watch your mind for 20 minutes, half an hour, you will benefit throughout the entire week from having done that because you'll be more peaceful and calm. How wonderful. Here we are, watching our mind once again. Even if you didn't do any more meditation for the rest of the week. I mean, I don't encourage that. I encourage, of course, as often as possible, but just one now. You would benefit from the whole week from having done this. So let's start the week and end the week with a meditation, starting with some long, deep breaths, deep inhalation, and holding that breath deep in our body. And breathing out. As we breathe out, just letting it all go. Breathing in again. Feeling the body and mind, slowing down our world with our breath. And breathing out, letting it go. Breathing in again, deep inhalation. As deep as we possibly can, healing the body. Feel everything calming down. And breathing out. Deep inhalation again. And breathing out the stress in the body and mind. And one more. Deep inhalation. Deep into the lungs. Hold that briefly. And breathing out. And we set our compassionate intention. How wonderful. If my meditation this evening could benefit all living beings, those people in my community, and all living beings across the world. So our heart goes out to everybody we know who are suffering, experiencing difficulties. May the positive energy from our group meditation reach them and heal their body and minds. And then we engage in the 9-round breathing to clear any blockages in our body and mind. Deep inhalations and breathing all the blockages out on the out breath. my body. Like a mountain. It's not going anywhere. The rushing around has stopped. The mouse clicking and scrolling has ceased. And we are abiding there. My breath, like the wind, constant blissful flow around my body. My mind, like the vast blue sky. And I watch my mind. Just abiding and watching the vast mind. Watching the thoughts rise and dissolve. And aware of this mind, this knowing mind that is clear, that is formless. And abiding in this vast space. Not recalling, not planning, not analyzing, assessing, just resting, relaxing. as thoughts, plans arise, memories, daydreams. We observe them, quietly watch them. We notice how they blissfully arise and dissolve. Where do they come from? Where do they go? Try to bring our attention to the heart center and discover the sky-like line there. A body rooted like a mountain, a constant breath, a sky-like line. We're not fighting the distractions, making anything happening, just watching quietly, without judgment. And we can think about all the people in our life, in our community, across the world right now, experiencing difficulties, fears, sickness, confusion, And we dedicate all the good energy from our meditation to them. We can imagine a sea of light, a seed of blissful light, which is all the positive energy from our practice, radiates out, healing our body, and then reaching the people closest to us in our home, in our street. We give them the positive energy from our meditation. In our area, across our county and country. How wonderful if all these beings could be healed, and through the power of my meditation, may this come about. We can go even further, reaching all beings across the world. May they find peace, calm, and fearlessness in their lives. Thank you very much. When we watch our mind, we try to look at the mind. In meditation, we're looking at the activity of mind. When we come out of meditation and we are engaging in our daily actions, we try to watch the mind. We may see our mind having thoughts. We may see thoughts arising from our mind. Maybe thoughts directed at a particular person. And there may be even thoughts we'd rather not have. Maybe negative thoughts. And then we think to ourselves, oh, I shouldn't be having these negative thoughts. They're delusions. And then that causes a disturbance in our mind because we start to feel discouraged. And then that causes a disturbance in our mind. There's this sort of mini drama going on between the person we want to be and the thoughts that are arising in our mind. We can get caught up in that, but the skillful practitioner will observe that mind as well. Yeah, observe the mind that is getting discouraged. It will observe that because we're just watching, remember. We're watching without judgment. And this is what takes the practice deeper, rather than this sort of battle going on all the time. We watch that, and then as a consequence of watching, it quietens the mind. But that watching has to be open and relaxed in a way. So that's what we do. As the lady said on the walk today, ask the question, what should we watch now? Answer, the mind. I'm going to get a subscription to the mind. The streaming service of the mind. What's on the mind this evening? Oh, Inner Peace again. I'll catch up with that episode, and get locked into that. Much more benefit to show from it if you keep watching the mind like that. And to the mind that wants to get excited, of course, on the surface that sounds boring. Of course, that's because it's not exciting. But underneath the boredom, there's deep quiet and peace. Deep peace and quiet is on the other side of boredom. Yeah. This week begins again. We go again. Tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Meditate with Adam 120. I'll be here. Yeah. I'm not going to stay here all night. I'll probably go off somewhere. I'll be back in 11 hours, 10 hours and 55 minutes. I'll be sitting here, hopefully, if I survive the night. You never know, do you? I may see you then if you fancy a bit of early morning meditation. If not, it'll be there when you get up. If you fancy doing it a bit later, having a Monday morning a lion. If you don't want to do that, we'll be here again tomorrow night, 7:30 for 120.5. We keep going. Wish you a wonderful week ahead. Lots of mind watching. What shall I do now? Watch the mind. What shall I do the rest of the evening? Sure, there's some Netflix series I could catch up on. Oh no, I'm going to watch the mind. Thank you, everyone. And bye for now.